What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mike Rashid. Welcome back. I'm back, baby. Y'all haven't seen me here doing our normal format of footage for a while because, you know what? Been working on a movie. Myself and a good friend of mine, my business partner, Mars Motion, we have put together a documentary that is fucking good. It's got a lot of my story in it, but not just my story, but so many influential and motivational people that we all, including myself, love and admire. So y'all be looking out for that in the near future. But anyway, ladies, I got you. I got your back. I've been getting hit up for a while now. Put something out for us, put something out for us. And here it is. So we already went over the dogma and the stigma that women that lift and they lift heavy and in the right capacity becomes manly. You know, that doesn't happen, okay? It doesn't happen. Women, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. When you lift heavy, you lift in the right capacity, it is sexy as. y'all know what it is, sexy as fuck, exactly. And today, we just put Anette through a very basic Mike Rashid style leg session.
I just got put through a very intense leg session with Mr. Mike Rashid. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm fatigued as hell right now. I'm all putting a smile for the camera. Every single time that I've trained with him in general, especially on leg day, I could say like he definitely pushes you to the max. And I love that because a lot of the times I feel like even though we're all capable of pushing ourselves to the max, sometimes you don't do it unless you have somebody right behind you being like, come on, do another rep, you got it. Like push another heavier set. Even if you think you can't, you could always go heavier and you could always push yourself. So he's always stressing that to me and I love it because I feel like my strength has slowly increased.
This is a very unique type of training in my opinion because my style is, I hate putting labels on things, but if you had to label it, it would be considered power bodybuilding, okay? So we are working in a bodybuilding capacity with the rep ranges and whatnot, but we're still focusing and emphasizing on power and strength. And I'm big on that because I am performance-based when it comes to training. However, I am conscious that the aesthetics will come into play when, you know, attacking it the right way in terms of rep ranges after the power stuff is already established.
Mike probably has mentioned it to all of you guys, but I'll say it again, that lifting heavy weight will not make you look manly at all. And if you think that it does, just take a look at many people like myself, even though, like I said, I'm not lifting super heavy just yet, but you know, we don't have that enough testosterone to basically get huge. So no matter how heavy you lift, if anything, it's just gonna work on the development of your muscle tone, as people say, even though I hate that term, but it's gonna help with muscular development and it is not gonna make you look manly at all. Just take a look at me. I'm still a little girl and I'm trying to lift some heavy ass weight.
What we did is we started with some squats, some barbell squats. A leg day is not a leg day without squats, in my opinion, okay? And who knows, that might change in 5 years, but how I feel right now today, a leg day is not a leg day without squats, all right? Unless it's like a secondary day that you already squatted this week or whatever. You're trying to bring the creepy trainer out. But anyway, we started Anette out pretty light. Now, keep in mind, Anette and I have barely started training together, so I have to start a little slower, a little easier with her to learn her strengths, her weaknesses, see her level of fitness. You can't just throw everybody in the lion's den off the bat, okay? You have to find out where people are good at, if they need help with this, if form's in check, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, I am a trainer. I love training people, and my love and my passion for training people is back, because I haven't been doing it for so long. All right, so we started out with a nice warm up. I like to warm up through the movement. I typically don't stretch, and I don't stretch people, but now, you know, stretching has become a part of my protocol. You didn't see it here in this video, but we save that for after the workout. I don't like to stretch before because I feel like it can kind of weaken the muscle. So we're just warming up through the movements. We started out with 95 pounds, 10 reps, easy peasy. I'm telling her throughout the whole process, even with the warm up with the barbell, to respect the weight, respect the squat, and do that lightweight like it's heavy. You will play the way that you practice. You will perform the way that you practice. When there's no weight on the bar, when it's light, you want to explode up like it's a lot of weight on the bar. How you practice is how you're going to play. Always remember that. So even in your warm-ups, do it like you're really doing it. Up. When the weight is lighter, you're just getting ready for the heavier stuff. You're warming your body up. But we all have muscle memory, okay? And if your mind is always set to doing it nice and slow and nice and easy and steady, it's gonna be really hard to accelerate through those heavy sets. And we all know a huge part of getting through and moving heavy weight is up here. You know, you gotta go through it with intensity, and you gotta really attack it with aggression, and you know, you gotta be confident that you can do it. Let me say something. For all you eggheads out there and fucking bookworms, everybody trying to hide behind science and say, oh, this is overtraining, that's overtraining. If you do your research properly, it takes the body, it takes your neural system 24 hours to recover. So it takes, for said body part, it only takes 24 hours to recover your central nervous system from a heavy lift. 24 hours. That's generally speaking. That's not talking about savages and beasts. Now, there's always going to be some variations. Everybody is built a little bit differently. But generally speaking, in all your textbooks, it takes 24 hours. You don't have to wait a whole fucking week to train that body part again. Just a little tidbit for y'all fucking eggheads out there. We knocked out the 10 reps, and we moved up to 135. We knocked out 5 reps of that, and then we moved up to 185. With the 185, I noticed that she was barely getting depth, okay? And that's fine. I've seen her squatting heavier weight with depth, but we did squat a couple days ago. However, that's not an excuse. In my opinion, I feel like whoever she was training with in the past wasn't as focused on the depth, which a lot of trainers aren't. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's always good to train to and a little bit deeper than parallel. So you always want to hit that proper depth. It's a lot of reasons why. First of all, I'm gonna just clear the air by saying this. There's a lot of people that don't hit depth, and I'm not gonna be one to say they're not training their legs. They're still getting some work in, but they're minimizing what they're doing, and they're not making their time efficient, and it looks kind of funny, it looks silly. People laugh at you, people like me. I'm just messing, I don't laugh at people, ever, 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 ever.
For the ladies, if you're starting to lift and you're watching this video, work with somebody that's gonna push you, and also work on your form. Make sure you got your form down before you start lifting any heavier weight, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter so much how much you're lifting if you don't have proper form. So that's one thing that Mike has always stressed with me is, you know, make sure you're getting that depth for your squats, get that good glute activation, because we all want better glutes, right ladies?
You get proper depth, there's a few things that's happening. Now you're getting to a point to where you're really working all of the muscle fibers of the legs. When you're down below parallel, that's the weakest part of the squat. That's where you're activating your glutes and your hamstrings, okay? When you're at the top part of a squat, you see people all the time load up a lot of weight, they're barely moving up and down because you're real strong right there. When you're going down below parallel, you're really weak. So that's where you want to be at. You always want to be where you're weaker at and work in that zone, that uncomfortable zone, and get comfortable down there to where it's easy. And then you increase the weight. And ladies, you all want nice asses, glutes, whatever you want to call it. That's how you do it. A proper squat with hidden depth. Anybody will tell you, the deeper you go, the more you feel it in your ass. I mean, it is what it is. And even fellas, we're not trying to have nice asses, that's not our goal, but we want legit squats. You gotta have not just powerful quads, you need powerful hamstrings, you need a powerful ass. You get that powerful ass by getting below parallel. Now listen, seriously, I told you this before, I'll tell y'all out there too. When the physical is one aspect, but you really gotta psych yourself up. I get psyched up when I'm going for even lifts I know I could do that's kind of heavy, that might be able to give me problems. You gotta go into it. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna just do this. You gotta be fucking aggressive. You gotta be like, I'm gonna fucking get this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna give you that extra, hell, it's gonna make it easy. I tell myself all the time, this is fucking easy. This is easy in my head. And it ended up being easier because, man, I'm telling you, trust me, it really works. You know what I'm saying? So now we did 2 sets of 185. I wasn't satisfied with the first set. However, I know that she's more fired up after the first set. The muscles are fired up a little more. Be fucking aggressive. You need to be aggressive and handle it. This shit is light. Come on. There's nothing. Handle it. Come on. And so we got down for the second set. She did a lot better. It's still not all the way where I want it to be, and we're gonna keep working at it, but we had to touch it again, okay? And she did do better. So after that, we moved on to what I call a working set. As you can see, we didn't hit a lot of reps moving up to a heavy weight. And a heavy weight is no standard for what's heavy. Heavy is all relative to the person and their strength at that time. So heavy today for Annette was 185. I've seen her do over 200 pounds in the past. So it's all relative to the day and who you are. Now, we worked at all of the power movements building up to that 185 with just light reps, touching on that heavy weight. That's what's building her strength, what's gonna give her thick, dense muscle fibers, and it's gonna give her quality, solid gains, not the illusion that everybody talks about, real fucking muscle. So after that, we lighten it up a little bit and we hit what's called working sets. So I think we did 155 for max reps. I believe she did about 10 reps. Took a break and we did it again. So I believe we did 2 working sets of around 155.
I like wearing this shirt too because I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, don't fucking complain. I'm like, one more set, come on.
Exactly. I could spend a whole workout in a squat rack for legs. So what we did, we moved on to narrow stance squats. You know, the wider you go, it gets a little more easier. You got more leverage, more balance. Here, you're using a lot of core stability, which is great for your abs, your lower back, etc. And it's making the squat more difficult. That way, it's making your normal squat easier when you go back to it. And you're really gonna feel this in your glutes.
So is that gonna be about shoulder width?
Closer than that. You wanna be as close as possible. It's a dope ass variation. It really hits the ass, really hits the glutes, and it also hits the outer sweep of the legs, or your quads. And that's something that's pretty essential when you are a competitor and you're hitting the stage, which Annette is, her being a pro, an IVB pro bikini girl. She gotta have that, she gotta have everything in order in the right places, and that will help with that. So we make the weight pretty light, fairly light, just so you can get that perfect form, and she did really good at that. She knocked out 2 sets of 115. I noticed that she was getting through it fairly easy. You need to struggle through these reps. So we added 20 pounds, 135, and she knocked out another set. And we probably could have went a little higher, but like I said, I'm gauging her strength as time goes on, and we'll adjust it the next time. Where do you feel at most?
Right here. Literally all right there.
All right there?
All right here.
Just checking.
Which is good.
Just checking.
Because, don't get me wrong. I want to work on my strength. I want to work on my legs. But at the end of the day, any girl will tell you, they care about the booty.
Right. No doubt. No, and we care about y'all caring about the booty. We hope y'all care about the booty. But however, this is the best. This is the proper way to build it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like really getting into your strength training and building quality, dense muscle, not creating illusions with cable kickbacks and shit like that.
That's just accessory work. It's a little accessory work. But
This is all it.
learn how to squat.
This is an accessory to your squat. How about that? From there, we dropped the weight to 95 pounds, I believe, and we did a fatality set, which was initially it was supposed to be 25 reps, but we went ahead and knocked it up to 30. So, and she smashed that like a champ. With the fatality sets, it's a burnout. What I don't want you guys to do is lock out at the top. When you lock out at the top, giving yourself somewhat of a break, of a rest, and that's not what we want. We want to keep the tension on the muscle the whole time. Get your proper depth, come up. If you have a partner behind you, they can put their fingers, cue your hips. Right before you lock out, they're kind of pushing you back down, so you go right back down. Stay in that rhythm. You can get through a lot of reps like that, and it fucking hurts. but mentally it feels good after you're done. So after that, we did one set of a fatality. Then we moved over to step-ups, barbell step-ups, which is one of my favorite movements. Me, Rob, Herc, and the fellas, we was getting kind of carried away with it for a while. We moved all the way to 315, and that's just like, it's just crazy. It's crazy in the joint. So I stopped doing that. I might go back to it, and I replaced it with a single leg press. However, Annette is doing the step-ups right now. The step-ups, I feel, is essential in building, you know, powerful, well-defined quads, glutes, hamstrings, the whole nine. This is what I see people doing. Boom. Switch legs, boom. Even if they don't switch legs, boom. Okay, the problem with that is you're resting. Every time you come up, you put your foot here, you're resting. We don't want to do that, okay? We don't want to do this either. Knock it off. You're resting, okay? We want non-stop work, okay? So you here? 1, 2, 3, non-stop, okay? And then you come to this side, same thing, non-stop work. Just pump, 1, 2, okay? We went very light. This is our first time doing step-ups with me. So I want the form to be proper. We're not doing any ego lifting. We're trying to get quality sets, quality reps. So I already showed you guys the proper way to do it, in my opinion. And the proper way is not doing it and stepping on a box or kicking your knee up. We're not doing step-ups for abs. We're doing it for legs, straight up. You wanna, for your abs, everything you're doing in the gym with these compound movements is training your abs. You don't need to do no fancy kick your leg up. It's really just getting a break. So we go up, go right back down, and pump them out. Boom, 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 boom. So she did that on both sides. Took a break, knocked out 2 more sets. The very last set, we did somewhat of a fatality. After she did her 10 and 10, went back 5 and 5, went back one more time, 3 and 3. It smokes you out, but that's what you want. Pet peeve, right? People, you know, accessory work for your squats. I'm all about, you know, building, like really building your strength. You're building strength, you're building muscle, right? No cable kickbacks, right? Maybe, a girl, maybe. But when I see guys doing the stuff that I don't even want to see girls doing, like this one exercise, I fucking don't know what it's called. I don't want to know the name of it. I fucking hate it. They put the bar on their back and they start doing this. What the, you know what I'm saying? Like what you, bruh, fellas, if I see y'all, listen, the next guy I see doing that shit, Instagram, wherever, I'm sending you the waist trainer. You might as well be wearing a waist trainer, a squeam or girdle, whatever that shit called. Ladies can get away with that. Guys, I'm gonna send y'all waist trainers, custom Beta Academy waist trainers, and you can do your sideways. Yeah. I'm working on my side.
Everyone's gonna be like scrolling down, deleting that.
They're gonna be deleting
that
it.
exercise.
Right. Don't delete it. We don't cut the screenshots. We saw you. I synced you. Just do more squats, fellas. Just do different squats. Fuck it. Do hack squats. Don't let me catch you doing them sideways shoot squat, whatever it's called. I don't even want to know what it's called. I want y'all to do. You see where the tires are? Do your burpees, jumps, broad jumps, all the way up to the tire. Sprint back when you do the burpee and then you jump forward. Sprint back and do it one more time, okay? All right, go. No, you come back. Get back, that wasn't a real burpee. Look, watch this. You jump up and then you jump forward, okay? Okay, y'all knock that out, all right? That's my form of putting kids in front of, you know, parents put their kids in front of TVs to keep them occupied. I'm gonna do burpees. Went ahead and did some single leg curls, which is by far, it's my number 2 movement, most favorite movement for hamstring development. Single leg anything is a truth teller. You can't bullshit yourself. Single leg, if you have imbalances, muscle imbalances, they'll catch up, you know, when you're doing single leg movements. When you're doing both legs, you can mask your weakness with your strong side, with your dominant side. So what we want to do is just expose the weaknesses that we have, because if you don't address your weakness, you'll never, you know, bring it up to par. So that's what we did here. We did single legs. I mean, you really feel it. I love it. She did it, knocked it out, made it look good. Kalas, it's done. After that, we went to another one of my favorite movements for hamstring development, and also lower back and glutes, which is the glute ham development, the GHD. So you're straight across, you go all the way down, back up, easy peasy. Knocked out a few reps of that, and then we just topped it off with some walking lunges. You know, at that point, you know, your muscles are very fatigued. So you're getting a dual benefit out of it by still getting some hypertrophy work and also getting a good stretch. Nice long strides, knee all the way to the floor. Touch the floor if you can. If not, get real close to the floor. You just don't want to bang your knee on the floor. And that's it, it's simple. We did nothing fancy, you know, just basic movements, but you're doing well. You gotta master the basics. That's what it's all about. So, and she handled that like a boss, like a champ. Looked good doing it. What can you ask for? Ladies, this is for y'all. I'm giving this to y'all. But fellas, don't get it twisted. This is for y'all too. Anybody can do this workout. This is something that I would do myself. This is something that I've done, me and my guys. So it works. It will fuck you up. You know, you have to sit down before you leave the gym. You ain't walking right out the gym after this kind of workout. So give it a try. You know what I mean? Post your videos, post your pictures of you doing it. You know, and I'll shout you out. All right? I got much love for y'all. Major love for y'all. Much love for Annette. She handled her business like a boss. And like I said, look good doing it. And that's what it's all about, right? All right, y'all. Peace.